Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com. In this tutorial we're going to add a second state to our Webflow, which is going to show a JSP file that's going to say that the message has been sent. So at the moment, if I go to /message here, we see this form and there's no validation or anything at the moment on this form. So I could certainly happily submit it even without filling any data in. And of course we need to fill in some kind of code that's actually going to log our message in our database, or else send it via email is another possibility. But before I do that, I want to put in a message sent screen. And initially I'm going to just fix this up so that when I click send message, we go immediately to that screen. So let's take a look at the flow here. So I'll go to WebInf and flows and contact-flow.xml. And we've got one view state at the moment which shows the contact form, and I'm going to create another view state in here. So let's create another view state, and I'll give this the ID message sent. And let's create a JSP as well. So I'll go to tiles, right click and go to new other and JSP file, and I'll call this message sent.jsp. And let's just this is just a tile, so I'll get rid of most of this, and let's put here message something like maybe your message has been sent. So your message has been sent, which at the moment is obviously going to be a lie, but it's a work in progress. Now I need a tiles definition for this. So let's go to my tiles config, which is in layouts default.xml, and I'll copy this definition for the contact form, and let's call this message sent, and that maps to, well, that displays as the content message sent.jsp. Notice I'm being careful about capitalization here, so that the JSP has all lowercase letters the way I created it. So I've given this, I've put all lowercase letters in here as well. Whereas this name of the definition, I've given it an uppercase S, and that corresponds to this here. It doesn't matter what capitalization you choose, but of course you have to be consistent, and whatever you have here has, of course it's going to match what you have here. And what you have here has to match the actual name of your JSP file. And let's just give that a title of message sent. So now I need some way of transitioning from this view state to this view state, and we do that with an event. So I'm going to go to my form, my contact.jsp. Let's go to tiles and contact.jsp, and I've got one hidden input control in here already, and I'm going to copy that because I want to create another hidden input control, and this second one is going to be called _event ID, and I'm going to give that a value which I'm just going to make up off the top of my head. So I'm going to say send, and what this is a way of specifying what is going to happen basically when the form is submitted. So we've made this form submit to, we haven't given it a action, so it's going to submit to the URL that it's already on. But when it submits, it's going to send this parameter _event ID with the value send along with it, and that will tell Webflow to transition from our first view state to our second view state. If I go to my flow here now, what I can do is, within this first view state, I can add a tag called transition, and transition has an on attribute which I'll set to send, so that matches what I've just put here for the event ID. When we submit the form, we get the event ID set to send, and we say transition on send and to, so it has an attribute called to message sent, which is the ID of the view that we want to go to when we submit the form. Let's just try this, because I think now I've got everything that I need in place to make this work. So that the states that you move between in your Webflow, they're not always going to be view states, because you could also have a state that actually does something which wouldn't display anything to the user. But if the user submits a form, then we want the message to actually be sent somewhere in between these two view states before the second JSP is actually displayed. And we're going to tackle that shortly, but for now let's just get this stuff working. So we're just transitioning between these two view states. So I'll go to /message, and since there's no validation on the form yet, I'll just click send message, and we can see we've gone to your message has been sent. So we're gradually building up this Webflow where we transition between different states when events happen. An event could be submitting a form, or clicking a link, or probably other things as well that aren't springing to mind. Okay, so until next time, happy coding.